Namaste. Welcome to 7th International Yoga Day online event, Yoga for Health and Social Transformation.
Last.
Today we are going to have the workshop Yoga Alignment by Master Somen Das from Vietnam. He is the founder secretary of Lavanya Yoga Training Center, Hooghly, West Bengal. He also head organizer of the most creative and famous yoga championship and internationally from 2014 onwards. He also awarded Best Yoga Coach Award 2009, 2010 and 2011. He have a yoga diploma in yoga therapy, 200-hour registered yoga teacher from Yoga Alliance USA, yoga asana expert, 10 years of teaching experience in Vietnam. Thank you very much. I hope you will all enjoy this workshop. Namaste. Can start now.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Master Rajesh to give me this opportunity to explain my experience. So today's topic is the proper alignment of the posture. So today I have one of my students from India. She is Sanbali Ganguly, and actually she is very famous by herself in India in this field. So long time. I hope she has done the yoga demonstration last couple of days before, so maybe you all enjoyed it. And today she will help me to do some postures, and she will try her best to do all the posture in proper alignment. So today I will I will first she will show some standing posture. Actually, everybody here in Vietnam and many other country or many yoga practitioner in India also, we can do the postures. But the problem, the different, actually not exactly problem. This is the difference between the uh, perfection of the postures from India and then other country. Is the main thing is like they in many of students in here in Vietnam or other country, I can see they are really super duper talented. They have super flexibility, everything, mobility, strength, stamina, everything they has. But the problem is that they don't know exactly what is the proper alignment of the postures. Some of the students from here, from 2014, 2015, 2016, they has been to India to take part the competition, whatever we have organized. And Master Rajesh also the part of that competition. After from coming from that competition, they comes to know the difference between that. But this is not possible for the all. So today I will try to show some alignment of the postures, like how to do the posture in a proper way. Is like is the perfect one. So today I have choose two standing posture and some of back bending posture. So Miss Sanbali will help me to do the posture in a proper way. So let's start. So welcome Sanbali. First I will go for the Brikhasana, that is tree pose. So just you do the tree pose in the perfect way. First, you do. Please carefully follow her. The posture perfection. Now I am going to talking and you just follow the posture whatever she has done. First, stand by one leg. The feet and the heel should be in a straight line. The standing feet. And the thigh muscles should be tight. Spine should be straight. There will be no gap between the folding knees, the heel, thigh, and the hip joint, the other leg. Look at the perfection of the elbow. Maximum elbow should be tight, palms together. From the beginning time, you can interlock your finger. Somebody, you can interlock your finger to take support. Interlock finger. After practice long time, whenever you will interlock the finger, you can take support to make your arms maximum straight. Okay. So from the beginning, if you cannot have many support there, then you can take support by interlocking finger. But whenever you practice maximum, okay, relax. Then you can do it without interlocking the finger, and that is the perfect one. Okay. And if you cannot, this is the last one, the perfect one. But from the beginning, there are so many members, so many students there are like they cannot do that way. So now she will show the easiest way. Now once again, Sanvali, just bend your knee and take your feet near by the standing knee, and you can stretch arms over the head, or you can make your namaste position in front of your chest. Yeah, come to the namaste on chest. Okay. The focus should be how to make the balance. First of all, you have to tight your standing knee maximum tight. Thigh should be tight. The focus on the make balance should be standing feet, not exactly on the feet. It should be comes to the finger, tip of the all finger. From the beginning, you can little bit bend your finger. Standing feet, the finger can bend, and then slowly you can understand the balance, and then you can make it happen successfully. Okay, thank you. Come back, relax. So that was the tree pose. I just saw, she just helped me to see the how to do the tree pose. And one more point I want to explain here. She is doing on the mat now. Sometimes I see nowadays also, sometimes I see, or all the masters, they have the experience that whenever we going to do some posture on the mat, sometimes we cannot make balance properly. So that time you can stand on the floor. No need to use the mat. It depends on the mat quality. Like we have many types of mats. Some mats are very thick and smooth, and some mats are very tight quality, something like that. So, but from the beginning, if you don't have much confidence to make balance on the mat, you can use the floor. Okay. Okay. So that was the tree pose, the first one and the second one, and we have many more variation with this pose. So today I will show two difference from the T pose. Like it's not actually is the variation a little bit higher. And if you think that you are much flexible or much more confident about your leg balance, then you can do this posture. Okay, let me talk one more thing before we will start this posture. So the first thing is like whenever you're going to start any posture, you must have to be proper warm up. Actually, she has done the warm up already. So this is very easy for her to show the posture in a proper way, right? So don't see the posture to her and just going to do that posture, but she has the proper warm up already. So wherever you are practicing, whoever is your teacher, just go to the teacher and take the proper warm up to do the posture in a proper way. We can do all the posture, everybody can do all the posture, but somebody can do all the posture in the up to the mark. So now somebody, he will do now Parsachandrasana, right? Okay, so he will do the tree pose, the side bending tree pose. Now stand on the leg, bend your knee. Okay, heel should be just follow the perfection, like her wait, somebody wait. Just there is no gap between heel and the thigh. And now slowly she is doing the side bending. Okay, wait, stop here. Somebody stop here. Stop. First of all, you can do like this way. You have to focus on your balance in the standing leg. You don't look, okay, come back. You don't look here and there. The main key point is that how to make the balance on this posture. First of all, the concentration. You have to be concentrated on this posture first. The second point, you can stand on the floor, either on the mat. It depends on your balance quality. And the third point, you must, somebody can look forward, somebody can look down at the floor. It depends on the individual character, how to make the balance. So the main point is you have to focus on the standing leg fit, and you can look forward, either you can look a little bit down to the floor, and whenever you bending sidewise, then you must have to focus on the standing legs hip joint. Okay, and you must have to be much flexible enough to do the side bending in a proper way. And the alignment, I'm going to that, see, we'll do one more time. Before that, I'm just talking. The alignment should be like, whenever she will do the side bending, the chest should be parallel to the floor, like it should be 90-degree bent from the hip joint and the body. Okay, elbow should be tight from the beginning. You can interlock your finger, that is also okay. And look forward, chest a little bit up. Don't make your body lean much back or lean much forward. Okay, somebody, I hope you understand. Now do one more time, maximum down step. Okay, elbow tight, look at her, slowly she's down, down. Look at her chest position. It's okay. You can stop here, you can make balance a little bit here. Okay, just look. It can be more. If you can, try a little more down, little more. Okay, fine. Very nice. That is the maximum one you can do. This is the perfect one of the side bending posture with the three pose, right? Somebody can do maximum, it depends on the flexibility. If you can do the maximum, but if we go to the any yoga event or championship like that time it cannot be count as a champion posture. But this is the main perfection posture. So the 90-degree, you have to maintain the 90 degree from your hip joint and the body alignment. Okay, that was the side bending. And one more, I will see, she will show you like half moon pose, that is called Ardha Chandra Asana with three pose. That's the same thing. Before going to start this posture, I would like to tell some perfection or alignments on this posture. Like, first of all, you have to be uh, much flexible enough on your back bending. If you have much back bending, then you can do that posture to make the balance, to focus on the feet, make your thigh tight. Is everything is the same like Bikasana or tree pose. And now your triceps should be touched on the ear. You should not do the lean back down or up. Looks should be forward to make balance. Is location, come back. So how to do? Like, whenever you're going to do this posture, you must not look up or look up to the ceiling. You must have to look forward, but maintain to touch your ear to your triceps continue from the beginning till the end. But don't look up. If you look up, what will happen? You will fall down. For sure. If you will fall down for a long time. But whoever practicing for a long time, they have much back bending, much flexible enough, they have too much confidence on their balancing everything, then they can look up. She also can look up. But whenever you're going to look up, then your triceps and the ear should not be together. It will be little bit dislocation, like means that either the ears should be a little bit down, triceps should be not to touch each other. So that will be not counted as proper or perfect half moon pose from the tree pose, right? So if we you can practice for your flexibility, something like that, you can try. But if you want to do really the perfect one, so the perfect one should be the standing legs should be straight, and the back bending from the beginning. You can do your back as much as you can. If you think that you are good enough to flexible enough to do maximum back, then you also have to maintain the 90 degree from the shoulder and the tip of the finger. it should be parallel to the floor, and the from the back bending should be 90 degree, and must careful, the folded knee should not be come forward or come back. It should be parallel in the same line. Last one more time, she will do the same posture. Okay, somebody last. Brikkasana or the Chandrasana. One more, the last one. Wait, step by step. Somebody don't do fast. Step by step. I will talk, you will do. Okay? Look at the perfection. Like the folded knee is the same line, right? The standing leg is totally tight, but spine straight. Now, back. Go back. Look, don't push your hips forward. She is doing back from the lower back, not from the middle back or the upper back. Look at the shoulder joint. Look at the triceps is always touch with the ear. Fine. And now it's come to the point. Yes, come back. Relax. Okay. Somebody you can do some counter pose. You can do the Padhastasana if you need. If you need, you can do Padhastasana to relax your spine. Okay, so that was the main variation of tree pose. So I hope they will understand, and who are watching now, they can understand. They can try at home also, and who are not watching, please listen to the point carefully, step by step. Then I hope you will get it clearly. Okay, the second one leg is called Tandavasana or Trivikrama Asana. The same one is in the posture including with the stretching. Wait, somebody. The balancing factor is quite difficult from the tree pose. First of all, you have to be much flexible, maximum flexible on your stretching. Then you can make balance. You have the proper balance, but you are not much flexible by stretching, then you never ever can do this posture like this way. Whatever you will do is the theme. Like you have maximum confidence, one leg balance, many things you can do, but you are not good enough on your stretching position. You can write down my point. You never ever can do this posture. Cannot. It's not possible. So, Sanbali, she will do the first time. She will do the easy one. Sanbali, just do the Tandavasana with folded knee. Don't stretch your knee up. This is the first step, and slowly, okay, catch your look. You can catch your toe or ankle joint, whatever. It depends on you from the for the first time. Whatever you feel that in this position, if you catch, then you can make balance. And she is flexible enough. That's why she is doing by one hands. Okay, from the first time. Okay, somebody relax. This is the extreme one. Okay, you can do it by both hands. And now somebody catch your knee nearby your knee and bend your knee from the 90 degree, from 90 degree. Bend your knee, upper leg knee. উপরের পাটা 90 degree bend কর. Yes, fine. So this is the easy one. If you cannot make full split, but still you need to be split enough to maintain the line. You can see the upper leg knee and the lower standing leg is in the same line. The upper leg knee and the standing leg in the same line. Okay, relax. So one more time, so we will do. Normally one more time. First you do the knee bending, keep the balance, and then slowly. Don't do much first because so many members they are following you actually. So after that you can slowly just split your leg fully up. Okay, take your hands behind from the back of your head, then catch your knee. What? Okay, and then you can bend your knee. You can call this posture. Actually, this is one posture. Actually, this is not the imperfection. This one also one posture is a variation of Tandavasana. Now you can full split the leg, full split. Okay, wait. Slowly. No problem. Chalo. Okay, full split. Okay, one leg. Look, If you have more flexible, then you can rest your both hands. Somebody relax your both hands. Look, this is look very beautiful, very easier. As easier it looks, that much difficult it is to do. Okay, relax. So the main things is you have to be, if you want to do this posture, you must go to your focus on your stretching first. If you don't have stretching much enough, then you never ever can do this posture. Okay. Now we will go now the one back bending, that is camel pose, Ustrasana. Okay, Sanmali, take your position diagonally, konakoni. First, you sit on like this, Vajrasana. Then take your both hands slowly on your back. Palms should be on the mat. Now, হাত পিছনে নিয়ে যাও, হাত পিছনে নিয়ে বসে বসে হাত পিছনে নিয়ে ম্যাটের মধ্যে আগে অর্ধ উষ্ট্রাসন, অর্ধ উষ্ট্রাসন, সানবলি অর্ধ উষ্ট্রাসন, মাটিতে হাত রেখে. So the first step is called the half camel pose. We can see, we can talk like, okay, you just see her knee is together, heel together, elbow straight, head just lean back, and this is the first step. From the beginning, you can do like this way. Okay, relax. After practicing long time, whenever you feel like, okay, I can do more of that, then you can do the camel pose. So somebody do the camel pose two way. One, first, wait, listen to me first. First you will do in this way. Yes, this is the way. First you stand on your knee and then take one by one hands. Look, take your hands back, place your palms on the feet. This is the one way. Look, look at the point. Everything is closer, like knee and heel closer, feet together. The hip joint and the knee in a straight line. You can see, and your from the upper back, maximum back, as much as you can make your chest maximum up. Okay, slowly come back. But always remember, whenever you do any posture, don't keep your breath. Always keep your breath normal. Sometimes you can take breathe normally, sometimes you can take breathe just not much, a little, but don't keep your breathe totally stop. You cannot do so. Okay, so this is the uh, one part she has done, and she will do two more different type to catch the heel position. This is the first one. She has done the maximum one. Whenever you can do that way, you need to be more flexible on your back, stretching, and the shoulder also. And now she has done catching ankle joint. Is the easy one. The easy one, you can catch your ankle joint first. First of all, you must have to be close your knee or heel and feet all together. If you cannot, you can make a little bit wider, but try to maintain the gap between knee and the heel and feet should be in the same line. Okay. Okay. Relax. And one more. That will be catch your heel, not ankle joint. Catch your heel. 4:1. ठीक है संभली ठीक है 4:1 संभली. Yes, 4:1 means your thumb should be in one way and the other four fingers should be another side, so you can catch properly on your heel. You can take more support. So whenever you try these three way, then you will understand the difference. Okay, relax. So the main point of this posture for the beginner, make your knee a little bit wider. It can be 4-finger gap or 5-finger gap. It depends on your flexibility, your stability, your mobility, everything. Knee and heel also, the same gap between knee and heel. First. The second, the catching position, the easiest one. First of all, you can place your palms on the back of your mat. Try to make your finger inside or outside. It depends on you. Somebody can do all the finger outside, someone can do finger inside, and you can try to lift your hip up. You can feel maximum pressure on your shoulder joint. That is called half camel pose or Ardha Ustra Asana. Whenever you can good enough to do this posture in the right way, then you can go to the camel pose. How to do? It's 3 steps of the camel pose to catch the heel position or ankle position. First of all, the easiest one, you can use your 4:1 position, like the thumb should be in one side and the other forefinger should be in another side. You can catch your heel properly. First. Second one, you can catch your ankle joint. Exactly the ankle joint. The finger condition should be the same. It should be 4:1. The thumb finger will be the single side and the other four fingers should be another side. Okay. And the maximum one, whoever much flexible, then you can do that time, you can do place your palms on the feet. Okay. And on that time, you must have to be careful. Your wrist joint should be parallel to the heel. It should not be little bit up to the heel or lower to the heel. It should be in the same line. Your wrist joint and heel, exactly the tip of the heel should be in the same line. It should be parallel. And that is called the perfect one, 100%. With the knee closer, feet closer, heel closer, everything is closer. If you do like that way, that means you have reached at the top of the camel pose. Okay. The one variation, we know many of the here also many students, they can do very good actually. They can do really very good. They can do. So that is full camel pose. So that is much about back bending. The basics things are the same, like you can make your knees together, heel together, feet together if you have much flexibility. If you don't have the flexibility much enough to make together all heel or knees or feet, then you can make it a little bit wider. So how to do the full camel pose or Purna Usta Asana? There is two way. First way is you can do in a wheel pose way. How to do when we do the wheel pose standing way, when you do the wheel pose, that way you can do. Okay, so this is the easiest one. Okay, Sanvali, do the Purnustasana. First bend back and then lean back your head, catch your heel, and then place your forehead on the feet. Forehead. Okay, first, there is so many things, like you can touch your forehead on the heel or feet. It depends on back flexibility. Otherwise, you can touch your head. Just normal, back of the head. Back of the head touch. Okay, look. Everything is closer, like knee closer, heel closer, feet closer. Elbow can be closer or can be parallel. Gap should be parallel. Okay, and look at the shoulder position. The elbow and the shoulder in a somebody touch your head, not forehead. Look, elbow can be together or can be wider, is okay. And the shoulder should be stretched maximum. Okay, come back. Okay, go to child pose or Ardha Kurmasana. So one second she will do. So before that, I just want to talk. Knee, heel, feet can be closer or a little bit gap. It depends on you whenever you're going to do. The main thing is that you must have to catch your heel tightly. Don't make it catch easily. Like don't do it loose. You must catch the heel tightly. Then you can take support. Then you can drop your elbow. You can touch your back of the head or forehead exactly on the feet. Okay. If you are more flexible, then you can close your knee, heel, feet all together. Fine. Then you can try to make your elbow closer. Means both elbows should be touch each other. If you cannot, you can make your elbow a little bit wider. It should be parallel. It's okay. It's not a big point there. The main things is that everything should be closer, like heel, feet, and knee. And after doing all this posture, complete the posture, you have to focus to lift your lower back little forward or make your chest little up. But whenever you will do this, try to focus on your elbow. Elbow should not be lift from the floor. It should be continue touch on the floor. Continue. Okay. So now last time we will do the second way. Anbali. হিল ক্যাচ করে ওখান থেকে একদম ঘুরিয়ে দিয়ে করবি ওকে নাও once again start the last one purnostasana sideways okay first okay now try to lift your chest little up more back look yes somewhere little looser make it loose easy more loose and now little up now that everybody can understand up back more back more yes fine look at the heel and elbow position it should be touch on the floor continuously okay come back okay now one more is chakrasana or wheel pose so wheel pose actually there are three types of wheel pose that is ardha chakrasana and purna chakrasana okay so wheel pose we can do in two ways first we can do on lie down position for the beginner just lie down make sure your heel should be touched on your hip your feet should be both feet should be parallel your palm should be just under the shoulder take your palms just under the shoulder now take support on your palm and heel or feet lift your hip up first and then slowly lift your whole body up okay this is ardha chakrasana easy one okay from here if you are more flexible then you can do chakrasana how to do take your palms a little bit towards to the heel Sanbali take your palms closer to the heel yes the chakrasana is means like 4 to 5 fingers should be gap between heel and the tip of the middle finger okay 4 to 5 fingers should be gap this is chakrasana okay and now if you are more flexible you can do the purna chakrasana full wheel pose now just touch your middle finger with the heel your tricep touch on ear back maximum arch as much as you can if you are more flexible then you can do is also can purna chakrasana different way you can do the purna chakrasana or we can call it dimba asana okay how to do dimba asana who can do the standing way they can do like this just maximum you can catch one time otherwise you can place your palms on the floor first and then take one by one this is the dimbasana okay wait come back okay Sanbali once again you will do dimbasana first of all you will place your palms on the floor first then take one by one hands to catch the ankle joint and so it once again okay always remember the gap between the both feet should be 1 feet gap if you can if you cannot then you can make it a little bit wider according to your body condition palms on the floor first then take one by one catch here make balance focus on the feet yeah then catch first And if you can maximum, then you can tight your knees, should not be bent, elbow tight, everything, and then just look at your nose level. Okay, come back. Okay, fine. Come back and do the Padastasana. Sundali. Padastasana. Relax your spine. Padastasana. Okay. So this is the Dimbasana. Somehow we can talk also Pundachakrasana. It depends because in India actually we have so big country and many states they are talking something there. They have so many different names, but the posture is the perfection is the same way. The perfections would be like this. Okay, and there is two more thing, three more things. First, we will do Chakra Bandha Asana. This is easy one. You can make your feet little bit wider, or no need to mention the feet parallel. If you are maximum flexible, or if you are going to take part any yoga event or championship like that time you must have to follow the rules. There is also some rules like both feet gap between the both feet should be 1 feet gap. It's not more than that or less than that. Okay, and the feet and the heels should be in a straight line. The feet should not be outer or inside or outside. It should be in a straight line. Look. Okay. She has done little bit legs wider. Come back. She has done the easy way. Like look at the gap between her leg is okay. So it's not much easier, as it's quite difficult. And if you can touch your head on your hip is the one, and look at the elbow to shoulder point. It's in a straight line, the 90-degree. Fine. Come back. This takes long time. Don't be hurry to do this posture. So who can do, they can make it more perfect one. Who cannot do, just try to be practice in a proper guidance, proper with the proper teacher. Don't try at home without any warm up or without any free hands. Okay, and two more posture from these. So will do like one is Chakra Vishikasana. Okay, so you will do the Chakra Vishikasana from Chakra Bandhasana, the maximum step, the next step of Chakra Bandhasana. Look. Take support on the finger, just chest drop on the floor first, and this one. If you can make your knees together or make your knees parallel gap, is okay. From the beginning, you can catch your ankle only. Ankle joint, you can catch. No need to take your finger under the chin. Just yeah, this is the easy one. Just try to do it like this way. Easy one. Okay, come back. Okay, Samli, sit down. Sit down. After I must talk, you must have to follow the counter pose. What is the counter pose? That means whenever you are going to do some posture, you must have to be do the opposite, exactly opposite posture to make your body fit, to avoid any kinds of pain or something like that. So when you do any back bending posture, you must have to do any kinds of forward bending posture. It can be Padastasana or Paschimottanasana or child pose. It's okay. Somebody do the Paschimottanasana. Somebody do Paschimottanasana. Look, if you have much back bending, you can do this one. Okay, do slowly. Just focused on your back. Take your breath normal. Even if you can take deep inhale and exhale during this posture to release your back pain quickly. Okay, come back. One more thing I would like to show, uh, for the advanced uh, practitioner who are doing much advanced posture to how to be feel more relaxed and more comfortable after doing any kinds of back bending. So that is she will do. Somebody stand up, stand up. Uh, okay, sidewise. Okay, make your side. Make your feet little wider. I hope you will understand. Make your both feet little wider. Now bend forward, lean forward. Catch your ankle joint. Catch your no. Can catch your ankle joint. Now elbow tight and make no, not this, not this one. This one also okay. This one also okay. But okay, relax. I'm talking about to make your to curve your spine. Okay, pull your shoulder up and curve your spine. That one you can do. Look, the first না কোমরটা কুঁজো করে উপর দিকে তুলতে হবে, কোমরটা কুঁজো করে উপর দিকে তোলা, ওইটা নয়, মাথা ঝুলিয়ে দিয়ে শোল্ডার থেকে পুরো রিল্যাক্স করে, ইয়েস। Look, this is the easy one. Whenever you do the back bending, I can bet you can do right now, you can feel the difference between the whenever you do the any kinds of normal forward bending after doing any back bending is also okay. It's not, I'm not talking about that is bad or that is good. This is fine. But if you do like this, pull your shoulder up, maximum curve your spine from the lower back and try to feel the tailbone, from the tailbone to neck. You just feel like your whole spine is going to be curved like a bow. Okay. And neck should be relaxed. There is no should be, don't take any tension, any stress on your neck. First point. Second point, catch your ankle joint very tightly, very tightly. Tight your elbow, but elbow should not be maximum stretched. You know, it should be flexible. First. Second, knee should be tight. And the last one, you have to feel, you have to imagine like you are making your spine like a bow. So to better understand, say we'll do once more time. Okay, last time. Somebody, one more time, do that one. Okay, first make your legs wider according to your mat. Can be according to your mat or less than mat or more than mat, it depends. Then lean forward, catch your ankle joint, tightly, neck, head down, and curve your spine. Now maximum, lose your neck, maximum up more up, more, yes, relax, and always keep your breath normal. So you can easily avoid your any back pain or something, like sometimes when we do maximum back bending, sometimes we have pain. So every single time. And last point is how, what should be the counting, the back, especially for the back bending. After doing back bending, whenever it comes to front bending or counter pose, you must have to be follow 3:1. What does it mean? If you stay at your back bending, for example, I'm giving an example. If you're doing the back bending, somebody can sit down on lotus pose. If you do the back bending and holding your back bending for uh, 1 minute, for example, 1 minute, after doing that, you must have to be front bending or counter pose, any kinds of forward bending to relax your backs. It should be 3 minutes. That is called 3:1. If you hold 10 seconds, you must have to be do the, if you hold in back bending any posture 10 seconds, it comes to the forward bending posture at least 30 seconds. That is the way you should be. You shouldn't have any kinds of pain, any kinds of accident on your back. You can do for the long time. But sometimes we can see some members or some students in India also, that the main problem is comes from India. Like they are focused on their back bending too much, but they forget to do the forward bending, or they don't give much time to the forward bending. That's why they are getting pain, or after sometimes they are going to finish their back. So that is very harmful. So be careful on that. and I hope everybody will understand my point. In the future, if I have many more time, then I will come to with many more posters with the perfection and how to do and what to do, something like that. And more of all, thank you very much, Sangali, for your nice performance, and you helped me to make everybody understand in my way, proper way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Somen. Thank you very much, Sambli, for the workshop and performance. We're going to have the next performance soon. I hope all enjoy the workshop and can take the good tips from this workshop. And we will hopefully arrange the workshop offline very soon, right after we can come over from the lockdown. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.